So what we will discuss. In lesson 1, we have angle in their measure, degree measure, radian measure, and in lesson 2, we will discuss first the trigonometric functions, 6 trigonometric functions, and right triangle definitions of trigonometric functions. So let's move on to the next slide, which is the angle in their measure. So first, what is angle? In definition, angle is a measure of two rays with the same terminal, or measure of a turn. The vertex of an angle is the common endpoint of the rays, which are referred to as the side of the angle. Basically, angle is formed when two straight lines or rays meet at a common endpoint. It is labeled with Greek letter alpha, beta, and theta, as well as uppercase letters. So next is degree measure. It is a measure of an angle is determined by the amount of rotation from the initial side to the terminal side. Degree is a unit to represent the measurement of an angle. A rotation of one complete revolution about the vertex constitutes a measurement of 360 degrees. There are also different degree measures, such as 180 degrees, taking one half of a one revolution, 30 degrees, 90 degrees, and so on. There's a different types of angles. The first one is acute angle that is less than 90 degrees. Right angle that is exactly 90 degrees. Obtuse angle, an angle measures between 90 degrees to 180 degrees. Straight angle measures at exactly 180 degrees. Reflex angle measures between 180 degrees to 360 degrees. And lastly, full angle measures at exactly 360 degrees. We also have coordinate plane. The two number lines, the horizontal line, which is the x-axis, and the vertical lines, which is the y-axis, that intersect each other perpendicularly. We divide the coordinate plane into 4 equal sections. These 4 sections, labeled as quadrant 1, have all positive x and y integers. Quadrant 2 have positive y integers and negative x integers. Quadrant 3 have all negative x and y integers, and quadrant 4 have positive x integers and negative y integers. And the point where the number line intersects is called the origin.
In this topic, we'll take a look at the concept radians. Any radian is another way to measure an angle aside from measuring them in degrees. And at the top of the picture is the definition what a radian is, and it says that 1 radian is a measure of the central angle whose arc length, and central angle means that this vertex in the angle is the center of the circle whose arc length is the same as the radius of the circle. As you can see below the picture, it shows how to find out what 1 radian equals in terms of degrees. In addition, I'd like you to know that rad or C is the symbol used to indicate the radian measure.
In one whole circle, it is equal to 360 degrees. When you equate, it is equal to 2 pi radians. The 180 degrees, which is the half of circle, equates to pi radians. In converting degrees to radians, the value of 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. To convert any given angle from the measure of the degrees to radians, the value has to be multiplied by pi radians 180 degrees, and to convert radians to degrees, you must get the reciprocal, and you just multiply the radians by 180 degrees over pi radians. For example, in converting degrees to radians, we have 720. So 720 multiplied by radians over 180 degrees, cancel out the degrees, get the lowest term, which is equal to 4 pi over 1 radians. In converting radians to degrees, you have given 5 pi radians over 4 times 180 degrees over 5 radians is equal to 225 degrees. Take note that when no units of angle measured are specified, our radians measure is amplified.
The angles of sine, cosine, and tangent are a primary classification of functions of trigonometry. These are functions of single real variable that is normally an angle measurements given in terms of radians or degrees. There are three functions which are cotangent, secant, and cosecant that can be derived from the primary functions. So basically, the other three functions are often used as compared to the primary trigonometric function. And relative to the angle theta, the three sides of the angle are the hypotenuse, the opposite side, the adjacent side angles. Using the lengths of these three sides, we may form six ratios that define the six trigonometric functions of the acute angle theta. In this section, we introduce the trigonometric function using a right triangle. There are six main trigonometric functions: sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, and cosecant. For acute angle, these functions can be defined as ratios between the side of a right triangle. The sine of angle, abbreviated sine A, is the ratio of the length of the opposite leg to the length of the hypotenuse. The cosine of angle, abbreviated cos A, is the ratio of the length of the adjacent leg to the length of the hypotenuse. The tangent of angle, abbreviated tan A, is the ratio of the length of the opposite leg to the length of the adjacent leg. The reciprocal of the sine function is called cosecant. The cosecant of angle, denoted CSCA, is the ratio of the length of the hypotenuse to the length of the opposite leg. The reciprocal of the cosine function is called the secant. The secant of angle, denoted sec A, is the ratio of the length of the hypotenuse to the length of the adjacent leg. The reciprocal of the tangent is called the cotangent. The cotangent angle, denoted cot A, is the ratio of the length of the adjacent leg to the length of the opposite leg.
As the member of the group would come up with the idea by studying first what is our topic. After that, Mira did the PPT, which is the concept is very matched for the math lessons, and Mira distributes our part. Every member have part in the PPT where each one of us reports every topic. We chose these topics so that students can easily understand what the lesson is all about.
We plan our tasks by distributing to each one their own topics, and we also base on the teaching and visual shown by our teacher. We make performance tasks, and we also explain and give information on the said topic.
In this performance task, me and my group mates divided the work equally and helped each other. We did get the information for our report from some of the articles related to our topic.
Our group didn't get any help or support because the contribution of each and every one of us was enough to complete the task.